So here is the passage number 1 for the day. Please go through it, figure it out the main subject along with the key ideas, and then I'll be showing you the options. Go with this. So it talks about cheapness and its cinematic markers such as handheld camera work and low or high contrast light aren't themselves guarantors of a tone of artistic authenticity. In fact, they are often misused by filmmakers short of inspiration as badges of sincerity that take the place of actual artistry. The theatrical realism of many older, ostensibly classic movies have dated terribly and reflect the very exclusions of and compromises of the system that produced them. So, what does it talk about exactly? And if you can figure it out. Cheapness and its cinematic traits, like handheld cameras work. So, basically, what are the aspects here discussed? Filmmaking or the present and old shooting tech. Okay. Anchal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So out of all the options, what is the correct answer according to you guys? Please answer which option you would go with. And again, first step is to eliminate at least two of the options. At least two. Definitely the subject here is critique of cinematic aesthetics we are talking about. Manas, Harshit, Sanket, Yash says nostalgia for movies as they were made in the past converges to nostalgic exaltation of their production methods. Can we rule it out, the first option?
Yes, sir.
Right? What are the aspects covered here? Cinematic makers like not cinematic markers like handheld camera work won't always sign of artistic authenticity. In fact, sometimes these things functions as an uninspired filmmakers. So can we rule out the first option? Please answer.
Yes, sir.
Right. The second it talks about rather than imitating the style of studio era movies in a bid to achieve artistic authenticity, filmmakers need to focus on the inventive ideas and realistic themes. Can we consider this one?
Yes, we should hold it.
Yeah, we can consider this one. The next, only the brilliance and resourcefulness of a small minority. It talks about small minority of great filmmakers could overcome the hurdles posed by budget constraint of. I think this is going very out of the league. What do you say, guys?
Rule it out, sir.
Yes, sir, we can
Yeah,
rule it out.
we can rule it out. Now you are left with option number 2 and 4. According to you, what suits the best?
Sir,
Fourth
I
say,
think it's option.
yeah, option
2. Option 2.
Option 2. It says the veneration of the style and production methods of low budget movies of the studio era as the ideal aesthetic standard is misguided. I think 4 is also a very good choice. We can consider this. What do you say, Shubkirti?
Yes, so we can consider the fourth one, but I selected second one as an option because it covers more of the paragraph than the fourth point, because fourth point is all about how it has been misguided. That is just one line of the paragraph, but the second point almost sums up the entire paragraph.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not sure. So
no issues. Anyone else? Vishwendra, Shreya, Shantanu?
sir, I would also go with the second one because that's the actual message of the writer, like the actual message through the entire paragraph that they're trying to give us. I think second sums it up better.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, I think Para doesn't talk about the low budget films, I guess so.
Okay. Actually, I'm just curious to know what is that point that overrules the fourth option over the second one. Please tell whatever your perceptions are.
I think it's only talking about the presentation and the ideal aesthetic standard. They did not cover like like the paragraph has words like genuine creativity and talent, like exceptional films. So that gives us an idea that they're also talking about the content, not just the presentation.
But if you focus here, guys, there are some keywords given like studio era, and it focuses on produced on low
Option
budgets
is
using.
not visible. Can you please zoom out?
Sorry,
So the slide is not
Fourth
visible.
option is not visible.
just 1 second.
Yeah,
Is
now it's okay. Now it's okay. Yeah.
is it okay now? Is it okay now? Everyone, please answer.
Yes, sir, it's okay.
Yeah. So it focuses on like produced movies produced on low budgets, using techniques such as handheld camera work and low or high contrast light. So it talks about a very, time back then. And further, there is an argument that talks about that these cinematic markers alone are not enough to claim that movie is authentic or genuine. So it focuses on the aesthetic part. Further, what says? The theoretical realism of many older classic movies has aged poorly, reflecting the limitations of the system that produced them. Only a minority of exceptional filmmakers could surpass these constraints. However, critics often romanticize the style of studio era movies, treating them as an enduring aesthetic standard. This is akin to valuing Shakespeare while disregarding later playwrights for not adhering to iambic pentameter. So I'm just not convinced with the second option over the fourth one. That's why I just want to have a discussion regarding the same. Vishwendra,
So,
Prayushi, Ashna.
yeah, so where in the paragraph is it talking about authenticity of the movies and imitating the styles of the movies? It's just said that the critics romanticize the idea of studio era movies. And I don't think it's talking about copying those films.
Yeah. So it's
That's why I feel fourth is the correct option according to me.
you would go with the fourth one. Okay. Anyone else would like to participate in the conversation? The discussion, I should say. Gaurav, Shankar, Arpita.
In the
So,
second point,
yeah, go ahead, Ashna.
thank you. In the second point, I think it's not like mentioned like what we shouldn't do.
Yeah, Ashna, please repeat.
Could you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so basically in the second part, the filmmakers need to focus on inventive ideas. In the whole paragraph, it isn't given that what the filmmaker should or shouldn't do. So if we were to find the true essence of the paragraph, we can choose the fourth one, as it gives the whole essence of the ideal aesthetic standard, considering the old style movies as the ideal aesthetic standard is misguided.
Yeah. And it's very explicitly saying that rather than imitating the styles of a studio era movie, and nowhere it is mentioned that it has been imitating or the things are being copied. Filmmakers need to focus on inventive, right? Everyone, please answer. So here, out of second and the fourth option, fourth is the better one. Is it clear? Please answer.
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Shall we move further? So these are the aspects. I've just broken down all the points. You can later on go through this. Okay, so we have one more. Here is the passage along with the questions. But before seeing the options, just discuss this. So it talks about a recent study. A recent study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences has shown that high level of mathematical reasoning rests on a set of brain areas that do not overlap with the classical left hemisphere regions involved in verbal semantics. Okay. Instead, all domains of mathematics tested algebra, analysis, geometry, and topology. So it is focusing on a particular aspect. Recruit a bilateral network of prefrontal and then parietal and inferior temporal regions, which is also activated when mathematicians or non-mathematicians, so basically technical or non-technical, recognize the and manipulate numbers mentally. These results suggest that high-level mathematical thinking makes minimal use of language areas and instead recruits circuits initially involved in space and number. These results may explain, focus on these words, may explain why knowledge of number and space during early childhood predicts mathematical achievement. So please write down the main subject of the passage according to you what it should be. Then key ideas which are discussed here. So yes, definitely we are talking about brain areas and mathematical reasoning precisely, if I say. Further, key ideas would be like advanced mathematical reasoning. So guys, this slide is visible, yes or no?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. Advanced mathematical reasoning uses brain areas distinct from verbal language regions. First point. Then it talks about bilateral network, including prefrontal and the other aspects. These areas are also activated during mental number manipulation. Okay. And anything else? Mathematical thinking minimally involves language areas. Instead, it relies on circuits that are linked to spatial and numerical processing. I'm showing you the options. First of all, let's eliminate at least two of the four. Insights in comparison between brain areas and get activated during mathematics. And it's linked to childhood knowledge. Okay, yes, great answer. Ayush, what are the two options we can rule out, guys? It's the first one says high level mathematical expertise and basic number sense share common roots in a non-linguistic brain circuit. Can we rule it out? Or shall we hold it? I will hold this option. It is a good one.
Yes, sir.
Right? Regardless of domain, algebra analysis, geometry, or topology, mathematicians recognize and manipulate numbers mentally. It says regardless. What do you say?
Should be ruled out.
So should be ruled out.
We should rule
Yeah,
it out.
we can rule it out. Third, classic left hemisphere regions involved in verbal semantics are not as well developed in mathematicians as the brain areas involving number or space. Can we consider this one?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fourth, the mathematical achievement of an individual can be predicted based on his knowledge of numbers, space, and length. I think this can be ruled out without any problem.
Yes.
Now, first or the third one? Which option you would like to?
I have a question.
We
The
will go with
last,
option 1.
the last line of the paragraph is the fourth option, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
No, but it has language too.
But it has language word, right? So it can be ruled out.
Oh, it has language.
And these are the trap, right? So you have to be careful. That's why I highlighted initially, like may explain. So whenever you come across words like may or perhaps, possibly, so you have to be alert then. So the fourth is ruled out, right? There's no issue with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First or the third one, the best option according to you. Manas, can you please tell me your reason of opting the third option? Arpita, first.
Sir, in third option, the line is saying the classic left hemisphere region involved in verbal semantics, and the same line is written in the paragraph.
Is it the same thing or something is different there?
Sir, I think three could be ruled out because like it is like uh, areas do not develop in left hemisphere. One second.
Take your time, take your time.
Okay, okay.
So, as
Yeah.
they say that these results suggest that high-level mathematical thinking may minimize the use of language area instead of recruiters. So here, this is like they are suggesting, and in the
Right.
third option, they are saying that it is true. So that is
Semant-
why we are
Semantics
wrong.
are not as well developed in mathematician as the brain areas involving number and space. So for one thing, do we have any sort of comparison in the passage?
Yes.
Guys, please
None.
answer.
No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No.
If you focus the classical left hemisphere regions, which are involved in verbal semantics, right, do not overlap. This is one thing. And then further it says, instead, all domains of mathematics tested, and these domains include algebra, analysis, geometry, and topology, recruit a bilateral network of prefrontal. Then again, the names are given basically, right, particularly, which is also activated when mathematicians or non-mathematicians recognize and manipulate numbers mentally. So basically, there is no difference. So on that basis, can we rule out the third option? Please answer, guys.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You can rule it out. Yeah.
The best option we have here is the first one. Any confusion? Please answer.
No, sir. No.
Okay. Let's proceed further. Though they do not involve burning dirty fossil fuels, hydropower projects are not emission free. We are talking about hydropower projects. Often, large dams flood vast vegetated areas. As a result, the vegetation rots underwater. Eventually, this leads to the release of methane, which is a greenhouse gas 34 times as potent as CO2. In some cases, large dams can result in even more lifetime greenhouse gas emission than equivalent conventional sources. And this doesn't even include the emission resulting from the construction of such dams, cement. So these are the example of that particular general situation. Cement and equipment heavy projects that usually take several years to build. I believe it is a very easy passage. So here are the four options. Please go on. Muskan, Shukirti, Sayan, please answer, guys.
So the fourth one we should rule out.
Yeah, which option? Fourth one, right? And the reason?
So because it talks about the cost, which
Okay.
is
Not
not
given in the passage.
Yeah.
Correct. Gas cost, nowhere it is mentioned. Hydropower is comparable, so definitely we can rule it out. What about the third or the first or the second option? Let's say third option, hydropower projects cause flooding, leading to significant greenhouse gas emission from rotting organic material. Can we consider this one?
Yes, so we can hold it.
We can
Okay,
consider
let's
this.
let's
So
hold
one
this.
can be ruled out. Okay.
And the reason? Large hydropower projects contribute more to climate change than fossil fuel plants do. of equivalent generating capacity. Yeah, I guess first can be ruled out, right?
Yes, sir.
So we are left with the two options, second and the third one. As large dams result in significant greenhouse gas emissions, hydropower cannot be regarded as a clean source of energy. I believe it is a very good choice. Out of the second and the third one, the best option according to you, what it can be?
So the second one.
The second one.
Second.
Okay, so please type your answer in the chat box if you go with the second one. And why we should not consider the third one, I would like to know the reason also.
So third one is specifically talking about flooding. There are other impacts also of hydropower projects, not only flooding. And second one is talking in general about the final impact of hydropower plants. So second one it is, I think.
Yeah, so everybody is opting the second option only. Please answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely a right choice. According to the situation, we should go with the second option. Great. So, I'm just curious to know that whatever approach we have been following, the strategy, the methods, are these steps, methods really helping you?
So definitely.
Yeah, I'm asking everyone.
Yes, sir, it's helping.
Thank you. So everything was given there. Let's proceed further with this. Go on and mention the key ideas of the passage. An ignorant mind is precisely not a spotless, empty vessel. But, so whenever there is a situation like this, so whatever comes after but, that is the main part in the passage. So about the ignorant mind, what is considered is given there. It's filled with the clutter of irrelevant or misleading life experiences. This is the main part. Misleading life experiences, theories, facts, intuitions, strategies, algorithms, basically everything, heuristics, metaphors, and hunches that regrettably have the look and feel of useful and accurate knowledge. Okay. This clutter is an unfortunate byproduct of one of our greatest strengths as a species. We are unbridled, right? Pattern recognizers and profligate theorizers. Often our theories are good enough to get us through the day, or at least to an age when we can procreate. Okay. But again, the latter part is important. Our genius for creative storytelling combined with the inability to detect our own ignorance can sometimes lead to the situation that is embarrassing, unfortunate, or downright dangerous, especially in a technologically advanced, complex, and democratic society that occasionally invest mistaken popular beliefs with immense destructive power. So it's given, reference is given there. Write down the key ideas of the passage, the main subject, and the key ideas, please. Harmful effects of an ignorant mind and guess on what leads a human towards it. Okay, great. Anything else? Everybody has to answer. Ignorant mind is not empty, it's filled with fact strategies. Okay, so Shukirti, is it the main part, main aspect? This information is just given as a reference, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
There it says this clutter is an unfortunate byproduct. Ignorance of mind, how it's caused and leads to harmful decisions. Okay. Side effect of human mind and their results. Kshaya, if we consider this option, side effect of human mind and their results, That would be too generalized term, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like too generalized to be considered.
Mhm.
Anyone? Ashna? This is on ignorant mind and its after effects. Okay. So I'm showing you the options and let's see what it is talking about. If I have to go with the detailed version of the same, I would say it talks about not exactly human mind or brain. Tell me if you are agree with me. Ignorant mind is precisely not a spotless empty vessel. That means something is there. So it is considered as a metaphor, you can also say. And is it talking about the mind or is it talking about the cognitive skills of the mind? What do you say?
So the latter one.
Everyone, please answer. Yeah. So instead of saying mind, we can consider that cognitive skills when it doesn't function properly. So let's see the options. What are the options that we can rule out here? The first, the ability to recognize patterns and creativity formulate theories is both the greatest strength and the greatest weakness of our species. If you consider this part, it is unfortunate byproduct of one of our greatest strengths, not weakness. What do you say? Everyone?
Yes, sir, we can rule out.
Can we rule it out? The first option, the ability to recognize pattern and creatively formulate theory is both greatness and weakness? No. Second, the clutter in the mind that stems from our storytelling ability, along with our inability to perceive our own ignorance, hampers our judgment. What do you say?
It is
Okay,
just
So let's
about
keep
one
it.
aspect, so
let's hold it. Our ignorance is compounded by our tendency to create stories around inaccurate, irrelevant, and misleading information that clutters our mind. I think it is a good option.
So
Can we consider the third option or we should rule it out?
we can consider it.
Okay. Fourth one, our tendency to weave theories out of the clutter of information stored in our minds can often lead us to truly dangerous situations. Dangerous situations, it's not mentioned anywhere. It's just talking about some unfortunate or embarrassing. Yeah, it's a downright dangerous. Yeah, so that can also be considered, especially in technologically advanced and complex democratic society. But here it is covering only one aspect, that is dangerous situation. It has not discussed the other aspects, embarrassment and unfortunate. What do you say?
Rule out. Yeah, sir, it's very narrow, I think.
Okay, so second or the third, according to you, what should be the best option for us?
Third one should be the correct answer.
Third one, the reason.
Reason.
so if we compare fourth with the 2 and 3, in 2 and 3 they are not giving us any effect, like what is happening because of this cluster.
Okay. In the third one, right?
Yeah, 2 and 3 both are not showing proper effect, but as in fourth I understand it is a narrow, like not totally giving the whole summary of sorry, like exact thing, but Still, I feel like fourth should be kept in an option.
Fourth should be considered. You sure? Anyone else who is opting the fourth option? I'm just curious to know the reason behind that. Arpita, Gopika, Gaurav, Manas, Muskan, Vishwendra, Shankar, Nirupam. Hello.
Sir, I was thinking to, but then I stopped because if we focus on the last sentence, which is, but are genius for creative storytelling. So it talks about this weaving theories, the creative storytelling. That is one part. But combined
Mhm.
with our inability to detect our own ignorance, that's not mentioned there. So I ruled it out.
Mhm. Anyone else? Because third option suggests that stories, if I talk about that perspective, compound ignorance ignores the ability to recognize this aspect. So for me, the best option would be the second option here. And if anybody has any confusion, so we can have a discussion regarding the same. Tell me, guys.
So I have a doubt here that how are we saying that the clutter that is in our mind is because of the storytelling ability?
What it talks about, filled with the clutter of irrelevant or misleading life experiences, theories, facts, if you focus on this part. Then there is a word given heuristic, metaphors, and hunches. So from that part only, this one, another term representing the previous ones only has been taken. What do you say? Intuition, strategies, algorithms, metaphors. What do you say? Hunches that regrettably have the look and feel of useful and accurate knowledge. Please answer me, guys. Inability to perceive our own ignorance hampers our judgment.
I think it is right because when we talk about in the first sentence only, when we talk that it is the byproduct of one of our greatest strengths, then when we go down, we see that the greatest strength is our genius for creative storytelling. So it actually does stem from the storytelling ability.
Right. So I believe I believe everybody is clear with this point. Please answer me.
Yes, sir.
Shall we proceed further?
Yes.